Hey guys, Mystery Wheel Gunner here with another revolver overview. This is a Smith & Wesson Model 19-3 in .357 Magnum. The -3 suffix puts this gun's production date somewhere between 1967 and 1976. So, this is a right proper, vintage Smith & Wesson, and that's why I'm leading off with some still pictures. I'm not a professional photographer, but I tried my best to capture the polished bluing, which has held up pretty well over the years. And I didn't even do a whole lot to bring out the shine. All I did was wipe it down with a microfiber towel. Now, if you do some deep scrutiny, sure, you can see a few scuffs and minor scratches here and there, but you know what? This gun is decades old. That being said, yeah, that bluing is still pretty good. Before I continue, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Derek. He's the owner of this revolver, and he was kind enough to let me borrow it for this overview. Derek is also an instructor at First Stop Defense in Kingston, Ohio. First Stop Defense offers firearms training, including a concealed carry class that fulfills one of the requirements for acquiring an Ohio concealed carry permit. Want your own Ohio concealed carry permit? Contact First Stop Defense. Look for a link to their Facebook page in the description box below. Alright, let's get back to the revolver and look at some of its features. It has a 4-inch barrel, a short underlug / ejector rod shroud. Technically speaking, when it just has this, that is just the ejector rod shroud, but some people like me call it the shorty underlug. Anyway, it's got oh, hold on. Yep, we're empty. It's got the fixed front sight. The rear sight is fully click adjustable for windage and elevation. This model has a serrated trigger. Now, it isn't the target trigger. The target trigger will be wider right here at the trigger proper. This part here where your finger goes. So it does not have the target trigger, but it does have the serrations of the target trigger. The firing pin is mounted on the hammer, and it has the old not the slash styles, it has the full-size thumb piece. Now, this revolver has two additional features that we're going to go a little bit more into and maybe do a little myth busting as well. It has the pinned barrel. See that right there? That pin goes all the way through and pins the barrel in place. We'll go into that here. And this also has recessed chambers in the cylinder. And again, we're gonna go through these a little bit more in depth. All right, first up, let's take a look at the pinned barrel. Now, all revolver barrels are screwed into the frame. A pinned barrel also has a notch machined into it. After the barrel is screwed into the frame and torqued down, a pin is driven through the frame to lock into that notch that was machined into the barrel. This is to prevent the barrel from twisting and coming loose under firing. Think of that pin as kind of like, like mechanical Loctite. Now, why doesn't Smith & Wesson pin the barrels anymore? Well, as time went on, factories got better machinery and computer-controlled precision. So manufacturing tolerances became very, very tight. So right now, barrels have threading that is very, very strong and very precise. So Smith & Wesson and other manufacturers are able to really torque down that barrel onto the frame, and the torque is so, it's torqued down so tightly that there's really no need for that pin anymore. Some people refer to this as the crush fit method, where they just really torque that barrel down into the frame. Now, the myth is that the pinned barrels are somehow more accurate just because they use the pin method, and that's just a myth. As proof that it's just a myth, revolvers like the Magna Classics and the Classic DXs all have crush fit barrels, and those guns were known for their excellent accuracy. Many of the current Performance Center revolvers also have a crush fit barrel, and they all have excellent accuracy. I say many of the Performance Center models because not all have the crush fit barrel. Some have the sleeve and shroud design, and that's for another video. Anyways, just to summarize, modern manufacturing techniques eliminate the need for the pinned barrel. Crush fit barrels are just as good as, if not better than, the pinned barrels. Now, on to the recessed cylinder. What is it? A recessed cylinder is one where the chambers are countersunk to allow the cartridge to sit flush with the cylinder. A demonstration will make this a lot clearer. There we go. See how the cartridge is fully seated inside the cylinder? Nothing sticks out. By contrast, let me roll in a 686 here. This is a 686-6. This has the non-recessed chambers, and so you can see the rim sits outside of the cylinder. Once again, let's do the recessed cylinder, recessed chamber. I know it looks goofy when looks like I'm missing here. It's because I'm using the viewfinder of the camera as my eye, and there's a slight delay. So anyway, there we go. It's like I've got lag. So there you go. There's the example of the recessed cylinder. So why did Smith & Wesson do this? Well, when the 357 Magnums first came out, revolvers got pushed into never before heard of pressure levels. The fear was that there might be a case rupture every once in a while because of the much higher pressure levels. And they figured that by having the cartridge fully enclosed like this, the shooter would be better protected in the case of some kind of a catastrophic case rupture. Well, as time went on, Smith & Wesson began to see that, hey, you know what? As long as the ammunition is good, as long as the ammunition is made to spec, as long as the brass is good, then case rupture, well, it really wasn't a thing. So Smith & Wesson stopped countersinking or recessing the chambers because there was no need for it. Now, of course, this can also be seen as a cost-cutting measure, but if we're going to be fair, it's a logical cost-cutting measure. If the need for the recessed chamber is no longer there, then why keep doing it? Now, for some myth busting. Some believe that the recessed cylinder leads to greater accuracy, and that's just not true. Once again, there are many revolvers with non-recessed cylinders, the Magna Classics, the DXs, the Performance Center guns, okay? They all have excellent accuracy, and they all do it without the recessed chambers. There are other factors that will lead to greater accuracy, well-defined chamber throats, uniformity of the chamber throats, a well-cut forcing cone, rigidity of the barrel, okay, quality of the rifling. So those things will contribute to greater accuracy, and not a recessed cylinder or a pinned barrel. Okay, after all this myth busting, it may seem like I'm trying to devalue the pinned barrel and recessed cylinder. That's not what I'm trying to do. The pinned barrel and recessed cylinders have nothing to do with accuracy, but that doesn't make this gun less valuable. Guns like this 19-3 give us a snapshot into a point in time when certain manufacturing techniques were still used. So this is more than just a firearm, it's a piece of history. That's what makes it valuable, and that's what makes it cool. Okay, on to the trigger real quick here. So that means another safety check. Now, is the trigger going to be match grade quality? No, This is a service pistol. Yep, the Model 19s came about because police officers loved the power of the 357 Magnum, but they did not like the bulk and heft of the Model 27. So they wanted Smith & Wesson to give them 357 Magnum power and something that was smaller, lighter, and more handy. Thus, the Model 19 was born. So cops will usually shoot these in double action mode, so let's check that out. Okay, it is as it should be. It is smooth, no grittiness in the trigger, and it doesn't hitch up. Single action, well, cops usually would not have shot this in single action a whole lot, but let's check it out anyway. And it's just as you'd expect from a Smith & Wesson single action trigger. Really light, really crisp. You must think me a very sinister doctor. Loomis is back in Halloween 357. In the original Halloween, Loomis shot Michael Myers with a Smith & Wesson Model 15 chambered in .38 Special, and that didn't do jack crap. Now, Loomis is back, and he's got a 357 Magnum. Booyah! Cut that silly music off! I got my own music. Bum ba da bum. Dun dun dun. Da 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 da. Da na 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 na. We now return to our regular programming. A man shooting at a piece of steel. Hey guys, back at the tabletop real quick, just to talk about a few more things that I forgot to talk about earlier. This Model 19 is built on the K-frame. Smith & Wesson uses letters. Well, Colt does too, but anyway, I digress. Smith & Wesson uses letters to describe their frame sizes. The K and L frames are their medium-sized ones. The Model 19s are built on the K-frame. The 686s are built on the L frame. They are both medium-sized frames, and they are very close to each other in dimensions. In fact, grips made for the K-frame will fit on the L frame and vice versa, so that's how similar they are. But overall, the K-frames are slightly smaller, and that does make a difference when it comes to overall weight. This Model 19-3 on the K-frame with a 4-inch barrel and the short lug, or basically just the shroud. Really nice, light, and handy 357 Magnum revolver. If I were to carry a 357 Magnum revolver, this would be it. This is a really nice, handy package here. Now, you can't cheat physics. So this will have a little bit of a stronger recoil impulse than the L frames, simply because, well, it's lighter. Now, is it unbearable? No, it's not unmanageable, but you may want to, if you're thinking of carrying a 19, Model 19, and you want to shoot 357 Magnums out of it, take it to the range a few times and see how you like, or maybe dislike, the recoil. For me, this is probably as light of a revolver I'd like to have in 357 Magnum. Any lighter than this, and for me, it would be unduly harsh. You can always buy rubber grips as well to help give you more cushion from that recoil bite. These have the Pac Mares on them. I've heard it pronounced Pac Meyer, but I say Pac Mare. Anyway, these are pretty nice, but if you're going to get some rubber grips, don't get these. These are good for the rubber cushioning, but you want one with a cutaway right here. Okay, and I'm going to show you why. I've got some empty shells in here. Watch what happens when I go to eject them. All right, so we're going to see that? Yep, I did a textbook. Held the revolver like this and gave it a sharp tap, and look at that. At least one shell got hung up on that ledge right here. Okay, so if you want to get rubber grips, get ones that have a cutaway right there. That way this shell will have enough room to fall free. Okay, and yeah, I know, statistically speaking, they say if you're ever involved in a gunfight or a self-defense situation where you have to use your firearm, statistically, it's going to be over before you even have time to reload. And that's fine. I'm not discounting that statistic. My message is, why take chances? Why take chances? I'm sure Hogue sells a nice rubber grip for the Model 19s, for the K-frames that will have that nice cutaway there so that the shells can fall away freely. Alrighty then, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Don't forget to give me a like, give me a subscribe, turn on all those notifications, share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.